The guy who claims Kim Kardashian ruined his life has now exposed he's received a cease and desist letter from Kim Kardashian's lawyers. Well, he has truly been screwed over, and he's not the only person Kim has screwed over. If you didn't already know the tea on who David Liebenson is, here's a quick recap on what happened to him.
Hey TikTok, my name is David Liebenson, a once successful business owner, now sleeping in my car. Some of you may recognize me from a story that Kyla Zhao put out a few days ago. To be honest, I didn't expect all this attention so quickly after launching my website, KimKardashian.ruinedmylife.com, just a week ago. I'm embarrassed to admit that I wasn't exactly prepared for the amount of views, over 300,000 clicks on the website in just a week. For those that don't know, I was a self-made entrepreneur who founded my own startups, one of which Kim Kardashian stole. I tried to sue her for fraud, but that didn't work out for multiple reasons. My attorney at the time, for some reason, started suggesting I voluntarily withdraw the lawsuit and try arbitration instead. He said maybe he can sort it out on the golf course with their family attorney. Then Kim and Chris decided to kick me when I was down. When I didn't follow through with arbitration, I got other advice that was a bad idea. They had their attorneys send process servers to serve me papers to pay their $400,000 in legal fees, harassing my family. There's a lot to this. There's going to be more parts coming soon. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you.
Furthermore, on his website, KimKardashianRuinedMyLife.com, he'd explained her lawyer threatened to sue us each for $5 million if we didn't hand over the trademark for Kimoji and give her the right to use proprietary IP for a comment control project, claiming that one of our partners violated her privacy. Attorneys later discovered that this privacy violation was inapplicable, but it was already too late. Kim ended up launching Kimoji and made millions on the app. My partner and I never saw a single dollar. All we saw was billboard after billboard, article after article, praising the Kardashian family for being so business savvy. Seeing the empire grow more and more each year has been triggering, as this family is impossible to avoid in this Kardashian-infested world. I lost all the money I invested in the patent and wasted hundreds of thousands on legal fees. The situation leveled me financially, and I was never able to get back on the trajectory I was on prior to dealing with Kim and Chris. As we know, Kanye was out here exposing Kim all of last year. He'd exposed what a terrible person she was and how she kept him from their kids, all the dramas that were going down between them, and everyone was shitting on Kanye last year when he was out here exposing Kim and not getting the proper help he needed. The thing is, he was probably being gaslit by Kim, but he's gone silent now. However, this year, every single person who's ever been done wrong by Kim is now speaking out, and it's not just David Liebenson either. Now, to make things more interesting, Kanye had actually rapped about the Kimoji app that Kim stole in his song Facts. According to David's website, he'd said, Kanye raps about Kimoji making $1 million a minute and breaking the App Store in his song Facts. We had several emoji projects already started before we met Kim, Wall Street emojis and a sexy emojis app. So we just took some existing images and then did some of her, Chris and Kanye for fun to see if they'd like the idea. Kimoji was just a side project idea we added to impress her. We figured she would be excited to see it and do that project while we developed Sensagram. I'll elaborate more on how that turned into the Kimoji idea later. Back to the fraud for the Kimoji trademark. So because Kim didn't want to partner, she used that harmless screenshot meant to be private to threaten us and cause internal turmoil. We had no idea what was going on. The threatening letter from Martin Singer's office had me shaking as I had something to lose then. The threat made it seem like we really messed up. With all the parties involved, it took a bit to understand what they were even talking about. Come to find out, a different attorney I had look at this said the statute they said we supposedly violated and the threat from Singer wasn't applicable to what we supposedly even did. This whole thing was a complete shit show, and Kardashian and Jenner made tons of money for years off it. I lost everything. She could have said in light of this thing with Narayan, I'd like to part ways and buy the Kimoji trademark. Done and done. We would have walked and kept pushing our Sensagram app. Without securing the patent for the process, it was dead. Then the entire investment was gone. Legal fees for this and the patent was wasted. Personal issues and lack of funds stemming from all this has made a comeback. Refiling of the lawsuit was incredibly hard. Hearing Kanye's song Facts, where he says, plus Kimoji just shut down the App Store, we made $1 million a minute, it's really tough to avoid getting triggered when they're everywhere on TV and music. Onto Sensagram. Instagram and how Kim interfered with a talk we had with a shark from Shark Tank, the TV show. She said she knew this person personally and would talk to them. I have the email proving this, putting her on the spot, but it also includes the shark, so I may hold off from adding that name for now. I put a screenshot of Sensagram above. We were on the App Store for a while and had thousands of users. I lived in Oklahoma at the time, and the news channels there did stories on Sensagram. Then years later, they covered the lawsuit. More to come later. I'll try and update site 2 to 3 times a day. Now, what makes things even more sus is that Kim claimed that she'd never made any money off the app, but of course there's no way to prove that, except for the fact her ex-husband exposed this in his very own song when they were still married. So let's now look at the cease and desist Kim's lawyers recently sent David in his response. Mr. Liebenson, we see that you have now posted false and defamatory material about Ms. Kardashian and are encouraging others to spread your defamatory statements. Please immediately cease and desist your misguided campaign against Ms. Kardashian. I assume you realise that the Kimoji business was not profitable and indeed has a cumulative net loss of approximately $244,000. As such, there is no factual basis to your claim that you were denied some alleged upside from the Kimoji business. You act at your legal peril. Should you fail to stop defaming Ms. Kardashian and on her behalf, all rights are reserved. David responded, that's your reply? First you deny again and act like nothing shady happened, then this reply? I don't believe that for a second. She increased her wealth off of Kimoji, her and Chris. Then the rest of the family made their own emojis. No way did they lose money other than for the books to not pay taxes. Not to mention not addressing anything with Sensagram and her conversations with Kevin Systrom. We're clearly not on the same page. Everything I've said is true, and there's more evidence than what's posted. I'm not letting up. If I'm wrong about something, then they can speak up and clarify. The world is rallying behind me now. This will be trending in no time. I have nothing left to lose. As I've already said so, your threats of peril are useless. You may see me holding my signs at different busy LA intersections in Hollywood and Santa Monica over the next few days. David is now encouraging people who have also been effed over by Kim to reach out to him to spread the word on what a terrible person Kim is.
Anyone else out there with horror stories of working with the Kardashian Jenner family, whether you worked for them, partners with them, whatever the case may be, and you have proof of your own, please reach out. Flag me down, email, comment, DM, whatever. There's very large backing that they will take care of all legal, all threats of lawsuit. If you have confidentiality, they will back it. This is a major movement now. Please come forward. Breaking news, guys. Another Kar Jenner victim has come forward. This person will remain anonymous until certain protections are in place. This person lives week to week when they should be retired. It's pretty sad. This could be your grandparent. They had a successful business prior to their partnership with the Kar Jenners. They can't go one day without thinking about it. And trust me, I get that. They're unavoidable whether we like it or not. I know there are a lot more victims out there, so please come forward and help us show this pattern of unethical and predatory business practices.
So what are your thoughts on all this drama? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy tea.